Now it's time for the bench, boys. It's time for the bench. 14, I think. Oh, actually, no, I don't know if this is all. But 14, I've got Dearden.
Dearden for me.
I do, but I didn't. I had Max Plath. If Max Plath was available, he'd be my 14 and Tom Dearden would not be in my team. But it sounds like Plath probably won't be available for Origin 1. But if Plath can get himself right, which he should by Origin 2, he's my 14. But as it stands, he's not available, so I'll go Dearden.
Dearden for me.
Dearden?
Got to have him in there.
How do we get him on, boys?
This is the exact reason why I'm happy not to have him there. Not that it'll happen, but
I wish Ben Hunt didn't get injured. I reckon, I know he's been not great, but for me, you got to have spark and coverage. And I'm picking Dearden, but who else is there?
You give him 10 minutes either side of half time for ad hooker?
I also would have put Ben Hunt, if he was available, until he got injured on the weekend as well, for the same reason as Matty. Dearden to me, and I know the argument will be, they've done it with DC in the past and Cronk in the past, and having this essentially halfback come off the bench as the utility. Tommy Dearden to me, he's a number 6, or he can play 7 obviously, but you've got Harry Grant there who's coming off I believe it's a hamstring injury, whatever it is, coming back from injury, so there's going to be big question marks around whether he goes 80 in Origin. So then you go, all right, you're putting Dearden in to give him a break at number 9. I don't love that. I think there's possibly better options. Do you put Ruben Cotter there to give Harry Grant a spell? If you're doing that, I don't think you need Tom Dearden there. So does he just come on and distribute at 9?
I like him at 9. I think Dearden could do a job at 9. I really do.
It?
I don't know. I just back him to do it. I just think he's got the ticker in him to go, you know what? He's a good defender, arguably one of the best 6 defenders in the competition. He's got ticker about him. His service from dummy half, I think, could be fine. Good service. I back him in to be able to handle that. And look, if you move Cotter to there, you can throw him in at 13 as that link man. I think you're doing a right job at link man, but that actually throws off my other bench position that I know you guys are going to disagree with, but we'll get to that. But Dearden for me, how to get him on, it would be 10 minutes either side of half time.
Yeah, and it might sound stupid or whatever, but with Dearden, I don't go in with a specific plan for him. I think you just let the game dictate how I used him. I agree. I think you could handle dummy half. I think you could handle as a link man. I think if it just gets to a point where need a bit of spark, I just put him on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you, mate.
He's another one of these guys who just looks like an Origin player to me.
I'm on the fly a bit here, but I know it's Bloke you love, and I bet you've picked him. Kurt Mann.
Yeah.
Is that him?
Yeah. So
know what?
Kurt Mann's my 15.
Dearden's gone. I'd pick Kurt Mann as my 14. He covers Harry Grant at 9. You put him on through the middle as a 13. I don't think you need Tom Dearden. Kurt Mann can play 6 if need be, if one of your halves goes down.
I just think Kurt Mann is out now just a good enough forward to be on my bench. So, right now for me, he's just a forward. But he also can cover. Sorry, what you say, Timmy?
No, all good, mate. All good.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I personally thought Dearden was your best in a losing Origin series last year.
I'm actually arguing for both. So Dearden 14, Mann 15.
I think you're too short in the middles to do that personally. If you did that, I'd be stoked. So sorry, just explaining again. What's your role for Tom Dearden? As I just said, I don't exactly have a role for him. I just want to see how the game plays out.
I think
he's one of those dudes that he can wear many hats, and he's just tough as nails. He'll be quick through the ruck. He can be a link man. He can be whatever you need him to be. And if it ends up being that there's a forward in the outside, the injury in the outside backs, which is what I love about having Bo Fermor there. He's the guy you can shift out, and then you can have if I had said to Dearden, hey, I need you to play 16 minutes at 13. He doesn't blink for me. He just goes straight in and just does it.
I've got one for you guys. What if you put Kurt Mann at lock? You shifted Cotter to second row, which is done plenty of times in Origin, and that way you can have Dearden on the bench, and then you can have 3 true forwards.
Well, I'll just tell you what my bench is at the moment, and it is a smaller bench because I just don't think we have the size to just go with the New South Wales side. So how do we beat that? It's with speed through the ruck. Like who's Terrell May and Spencer Leonard going to struggle with in defence? It's going to be a Kurt Mann just quick through the ruck. It's going to be a Cotter, his footwork through the ruck. It's going to be a Nanai with his footwork. Whereas the worry I have, if we try to out-blues the Blues, we don't have the cattle for that. We just don't. They're bigger, more aggressive, and that's the style. And so my bench right now is Dearden, Mann, Horsburgh, and either Nanai/Arrow, most likely Nanai. Then my 18th man is either Capewell or Arrow. which is a very different, I'm assuming, to your guys' bench.
Yeah, so my bench, I've got Tommy Dearden at 14, then I've got Jai Arrow and Corey Horsburgh, and then I had Plath, but with him out, I would go Nanai there.
Do you think Plath is much different to Mann?
No, I just think Plath is going to be more of an Origin player.
Okay. I had Plath initially, but he's obviously injured, so...
Yeah. I don't think Kurt Mann's a bad pick by any means. I don't want to leave Dearden out.
If anyone can convince me of the role of Tom Dearden, they can tell me straight, this is how we do it and this is how we be effective, I'll change my mind. But until I get that,
mine is 10 minutes either side of half time. If there's nothing else goes wrong, it's 10 minutes either side of half time at 9.
Yeah,
That's what I'd be doing.
I think Queensland, for some reason, has a bit of a history of making that kind of work. Cooper Cronk did it for a long time. Daly Cherry Evans did it for a long time. For some reason, he's having a genuine half at 14. Ben Hunt obviously has turned into a bit more of a hooker later in his career. But 10 minutes either side of half time, I think just the way that you'd run with him. And he'd get out there and make a bit of stuff happen, and you wouldn't miss a beat in defence from him.
I was going to say, just quickly, you reckon Dearden can't turn into the player Benny Hunt was? I reckon he's got that potential.
I'm basing it on the fact that I've never seen Tom Dearden play 9. I don't know if he's ever played 9. Maybe he has.
Well, Benny Hunt, for example, he barely played any 9. Earlier in his career, I think he played a little bit.
And maybe Tom Dearden can.
Yeah.
And, if he's played 9 in the past and I don't know about it, or they bring him in and they train him there, it's such a specialist role. And you say 20 minutes, but 20 minutes at number 9 in Origin, it's a tough thing. He's also, by middle forward standards, if that's where he's going to play for 20 minutes, he's a smaller body, and if he comes on 10 minutes either side of half time, he's contending with Terrell May coming at him and Spencer Leniu, and it's a very different role.
Yeah, I'd actually say he's as big as Connor Watson.
Yeah, but Connor Watson's played 9. If he can play 9, sure. I just haven't seen it yet.
I actually reckon there's a serious argument that you could start Carrigan and Tino, put Mann at 13, and then put Cotter at second row. I reckon that shores it up so much more, and that's a way of getting both of them in the side. I don't know how I feel about having both Mann and Dearden on the bench. Yeah, I've changed my mind a little bit.
I think the biggest one we're sleeping on is Cotter on the edge. I think there's every chance Billy Slater will do that.
Yeah, I got
there's
no
every
issue.
chance he doesn't name it, but an hour before the game, Cotter's on the edge.
Yeah, I mean, I got no issue with it.
Yeah, and for the record, I think Billy's done it in the past. He probably will, and I also think Billy will go Tom Dearden at 14. But this is our team, and it's not what I'd do.